Ag PhD full episodes and more are now available on Acres TV, the newest ag platform connecting you to fields of information. Look for us on watchacrestv.com.
During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk about something that happens in every soybean field every year. It's the soybean plant producing its own nitrogen. How does that do that? We're going to talk about it in kind of simple terms here today.
Well, it's great that there is this class of plants that can produce their own nitrogen. It's wonderful in many ways because you think about it. We've got 78% nitrogen in the air that we breathe, and plants need nitrogen to grow.
And lots of it.
But unfortunately, they don't just breathe that nitrogen in and get everything they need more. So for them to have a process to do it themselves is wonderful.
So most farmers out there are going to tell you corn needs the most nitrogen of any crop. Well, that's not actually true. Soybeans need way more nitrogen per bushel than corn. Corn needs roughly 1.12 pounds of nitrogen per bushel. Soybeans need almost 5.5 pounds. Just think about that. The reason why is soybeans are a really dense, nutrient-packed seed. They've got to have lots of nitrogen. And so I feel really thankful that the plant can produce some of its own nitrogen, because otherwise it'd be a really expensive bill to put that much commercial nitrogen on our fields.
Well, it's really pretty interesting how this works, because soybean roots put out signals into the soil to attract beneficial microbes.
Not just signals, it's sugars too.
Yeah, in this case, we're talking about Rhizobia bacteria that are in the soil. Now, there are lots of different bacteria and fungi out in the soil. This particular bacteria will colonize the roots and help bring in nitrogen from the air, converting it into a form that the plant can use. That's pretty exciting, and for farmers, they will actually add these bacteria intentionally to the seed or in the seed furrow, so that the plants have plenty of those bacteria close by, that when they send the signals out, they can draw those bacteria in.
So when a farmer says, I'm going to inoculate my soybeans, or I'm going to use an inoculant, what they're talking about is putting live bacteria on the seed, and then they're just hoping that bacteria can survive long enough so it can do this whole process of creating nitrogen for the plant.
Now, these bacteria can survive year to year, but the problem is they aren't the most competitive out in the soil environment with the many other species of microbes that are out there. So it does help for farmers to inoculate those soybeans with the bacteria each time they plant a crop like soybeans.
Well, once again, we've been talking about nodulation in soybeans. And one thing I guess I did want to mention real quick, if you look at these nodules and you slice them open, inside, if they are pink, or a lot of people will say beefsteak red, then they are active, they are alive. If you open up a nodule and you see that it's black or brown inside, it's dead, it's not producing nitrogen for the plant anymore.
Inoculation is a great way to help your soybean crop, and another way to help it is to stop our weed of the week. Can you identify this week's weed?